You've been outside more, probably.
Yeah, crabbing and fishing.
Yes.
Lots of fishing.
Welcome, everyone. Hi, it's Lindsay, Melissa, and Gerald.
Hello.
And we are talking about all fun topics as we always do. Assuming all the topics we are chatting about today are in the August newsletter. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So lots of good stuff. Gerald's going to start off by the topic we love to chat about, interest rates, which is actually
Yeah.
good that we're chatting about this because this weekend, folks have been lucky to have under a 3% interest rate that's kind of like stalling them to make that move. So we want to talk a little bit more about that. So Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these high interest rates are, I think, stalling the real estate market. And, we do have some good news, I think, on the horizon. Most experts are saying in September, the Fed, there's a 94.9% chance they're going to lower rates. And I think largely based on the jobs report data that we got, where, we're not creating as many jobs as we used to. So, Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, might use that data to justify lowering the rates finally. And I think one of the challenges, right, is inflation. So we will see what happens in September. And I'm hoping rates go down because I definitely see a slowdown in the market. There are several headlines out there about, how we've had less sales nationwide, like the slowest in like 9 years. The amount of inventory has risen, and I think a lot of people are waiting for the rates to drop. Like you said, a lot of people with the 2-3% interest rates. A lot of my buyers would love to see lower interest rates for the affordability component of it. I personally would love to see lower interest rates. We have a couple properties we'd like to refi, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Gerald, I was going to ask or say, is the saying marry the house, date the rate?
Yeah, I mean, just imagine what happens when rates go down.
Yeah.
You have all these people on the fence right now just waiting. So once the rates go down, you're going to have a lot more buyer demand, and I think that's going to cause home values to go up. And I think we just reached another record for home values nationwide. So we're not seeing the big, drop in home values that a lot of people were saying was going to happen. Just the opposite. We've seen, I think, a 1% rate 1% increase in home values this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and it seems like people are staying in their houses longer, even if it doesn't suit their needs. So people that are would like to downsize, they're staying in a house that's too big, or people that would like to upgrade are staying in a house that's too small. So there's a lot of people just kind of waiting to see what happens. So what do you guys think? Like, if you're a buyer or a seller, would you make a move now, or would you wait till? Is that the crystal ball question?
Yes. Yeah.
I always tell buyers, and I'm probably starting to sound like a broken record, but based on that chart that we've been sharing of home appreciation over the last 30 years, on average you're looking at 4%. So there's really never a bad time to buy for buyers, and the longer you hold the property, the more appreciation you're going to see. So 10 years from now, it's going to be one of the best decisions you ever made. 30 years from now, what do you think that home's going to be worth? Like, we talked to our parents and their friends, and they bought a house for $50,000
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago, and it's worth $2 million. So
Yeah. Was it your aunt, Melissa, that was saying they bought? Well, maybe it was like the Schoolhouse or something, but the property out there was like so cheap.
Well, yeah.
Not like that anymore.
No,
Yeah.
nothing's cheap anywhere.
You know what? I was in Bellingham today because that's where my dentist is. And whenever I'm in a new spot, I'm sure all real estate agents do this. They're like, "Oh, let's
Yeah.
peruse and see what's
yeah,
happening." It is so expensive. There was like everything was over a million, 1.4, 1.3, 1.4. It was just,
Wow.
yeah. So it's like that
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, I know. And time does fly. So if you're just waiting, you could be accruing more equity too.
Right.
It just, yeah, right.
Next topic is new listings. So
Yeah.
August has been pretty busy for us. We have two new listings that we brought on last week. One in Arlington. We've been working with a seller who's a good friend of ours. She's been in the house for 30 years, and it took a while to get everything cleared out. I think about, what was it, a year, 9 months? But we finally got to the point where she felt comfortable enough to get it listed. So that just went on the market, and then we've got.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
and
you got.
that is a great 5 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. So, and priced really well too. Is that one 625?
Yes.
So 625 for a 5 bedroom house. So if you got a lot of people you're living with and you need a place for them, this could be a really good spot.
It's
This could
it's a
even
big
be,
house.
yeah, and it's on has a nice yard that's fenced in, easy access to the freeway. I could even see a first time home buyer getting something like this and renting rooms out to
Yes.
their friends, like start investing. Yeah, it's super charming. 1922, which is kind of rare for Arlington. So yeah, it's a good one. We'll
It really cute.
have the
And the
link
base.
here for you.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I was there this weekend for two open houses, and that was the groups that came through were actually like first time home buyers
Mhm.
and young families, and
Oh,
just how perfect it would be. And then the basement downstairs, like there was tons of storage.
yeah.
It's such a,
It's
yeah.
like one of those houses that's going to look really cute with pumpkins on the porch. That has always been like
Darling.
something I keep in mind is where you can put the
Yeah.
pumpkins. And this
Yeah.
has such a cute covered porch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the second listing that we brought on is on Capitol Hill. It's a really sleek 2 bedroom condo. Sellers remodeled it. It's a couple blocks walk down to South Lake Union, or you can walk up the hill there to Broadway. So I really love the location.
Hmm.
I got a chance to try out some bakeries and coffee shops while I
Hmm.
was there this weekend. And, Melissa and I, we used to live on Capitol Hill. So
Yeah, we both had our own apartments on
yeah.
Capitol Hill, like 4 blocks from each other. So,
What? How
yes.
cute.
So we had a lot of fun up there, and it's the urban lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Restaurants and coffee shops and all that. So it was really fun to go there this week and kind of remember those days.
It's
Yeah.
so cool. That's the thing I love about Seattle, like even staging homes and stuff. Like if I had a
Yes.
break and it was like in a cute little neighborhood, like right down the
Yes.
street, there's always like a deli or coffee shop or something. Ugh, it's just so fun.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. And the
Hmm.
remodel he did on it is great. Yeah, he did engineered or hardwood
Yeah, white oak. It
white oak
looks it's like
floors
the same
and just
we have in our
really
house.
sleek and modern, very cool. Move-in ready. It's on the corner and there's a little balcony. You could see Lake Union. So it has a nice homey feel to it too. So that's also a good one to check out. And also priced pretty well.
650.
650.
Yeah.
650. Mm-hmm. Cute.
And we're working on two more listings on Camano this month. And then we have one in North Seattle that should be ready to go end of the month. So I think it'll be a busy end of summer. And
Yeah, so that does lead into we've been getting some questions on, do you still service Seattle, or your office is in Kirkland, do you service Camano? So it's
Yes.
been really interesting, some of these questions we've been getting. So we're working on a rebrand, just to make everything feel a little bit more clear, that we serve Seattle, the East Side, that whole, King County, Snohomish County, and also Camino, Stanwood, Woodby, and everywhere in between, Glenwood, Everett, Marysville, Bothell. So it might sound like a wide range, but Gerald and I have lived in all of those places and we love them. So for us, we love selling houses there, showing houses there, and just working with our friends and clients that live in all of those locations.
Mhm.
And then also the team of showing agents that we have makes it possible for us to do that as well.
yeah, for
Yep.
example, we have a listing in Ocean Shores and we partner with some of the local agents there to do open houses for us, to do showings. And what's I think made us so successful is our marketing that we do. And our marketing program works in any city, anywhere in Washington. And, we pride ourselves a lot on that. And also, helping sellers get the home ready and kind of what it looks like and getting the right photos. Because most people are looking online. And so the more people you can get that listing in front of, the better chance you're going to have of selling the property. So I think that's where we excel.
Yeah, for listings, it's not necessarily the location that matters, but it's your marketing, which can be duplicated and, used anywhere because really we're all marketing to online, right? Like get casting that widest net. It's not putting a sign in the yard and, hoping people drive by, So, I mean, real estate has changed so much in the last 20, 30 years. And then
Yeah.
also, like Gerald said, getting the house ready. And, if you follow us closely, you'll know that we've sold our staging business, but we can still do full stages. We just outsource that now. But when we have listings where the clients are still living there, that's when we do the live-in staging. And so that's what we did for our last two listings because they are still living there. So that's a service that we provide, and we know how to guide them through that. And each person is going to need a little bit of a different guidance. For a client that's been in a house for 30 years, and it could, like Gerald said, it could take a year for them to be ready to sell. So it's just kind of plugging away at doing a home inspection and getting these like little things that come up fixed, and packing things that you want to keep and selling the things you don't need anymore, repainting that room that you've always wanted to repaint, so that's one way. And then for other clients, it's just helping them figure out, depersonalizing, paring down what repairs, you're going to get the return on. So that's a big focus of ours that we do, and it doesn't matter the location, right? So
Right.
and Lindsay also with the background in staging, it's like we love getting houses ready.
Yes.
It's like putting the bow on it before
Mm-hmm.
we list it, where I
Uh-huh.
think, not agents do the same things, right? And that's kind of our specialty.
We have that knowledge,
I
and
feel like, the default for a lot of agents, unfortunately, is to recommend selling as is to their sellers. And, that's fine if that's what the seller wants to do. And we've done that a couple times for our clients. But we do have all the data and the personal examples where even just doing some small projects are going to just have incredible results. So, we kind of, it's a partnership working with our sellers. So it's the seller's final decision on what they want to do, what they don't want to do. But I feel like we're going to give them really great advice and share that data with them so they can make the best possible decision.
Exactly.
yeah, my mind always goes back to your Linwood listing. This was a couple years
Right.
ago. Just a little bit of paint, and it doesn't have to be the most expensive carpet.
Yep.
But man, just those two, and
Yep.
just a little elbow grease, cleaning the kitchen and stuff like that. Like
Exactly.
buyers
And sometimes,
notice.
oh yeah, the buyers, they don't want to walk in and see dirty carpet. It's like the last thing you want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, and our vendors that we work with, they're about 20 to 30% cheaper than if you found somebody on Yelp or Google, just because we've done so many projects with them.
And they'll
And
get us on their schedule fast,
Yeah,
which is great too.
see, we're
and
VIP. We know.
and
Yes.
most of the time too, they'll let us pay at closing, so there's
Yeah,
nothing out of pocket. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, just a little bit extra work in the beginning for a better result in the end. And, we've lost clients, we've lost listing appointments. They went with an agent that said they didn't have to do anything. And,
Yep.
it kind of stings because you're like, are you sure that's what you want to do? So
Mhm.
that's why we do want to say, it is the client's choice at the end of the day. And, kind of how much they want to be pushed, right, to be
Right.
set up for success, because sometimes it is just an as is,
Mhm.
convenience.
and that's
Convenient.
fine too. So that's why we do an in-depth consultation and really
Yeah.
figure out what's important to the client and how we can best get them where they want to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good too that you mentioned for, the Arlington listing, for example, it took over or about a year to like talk and plan and get it ready. So we're not trying to rush anyone in to make a
Right.
decision. It's their decision and their time. Yeah. So that's
Exactly.
good. All
All
right.
right. American Dream TV has been going great. We just filmed our third episode in Savannah at the Savannah Fair. So that'll be coming out sometime in September. And then episode 2 we did at the Stanwood Farmers Market, and that should be coming out here in the next week or two. So stay tuned for that release date. And then in a couple weeks, we'll be filming episode 4. Location is TBD.
Ooh.
Okay.
Give us your suggestions, people.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to suggest, well, I don't know, because we planned a quick little trip to Ocean Shores.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll be down there at the same time.
That could be fun. I know. We were thinking Ocean Shores could be a fun one, especially this summer.
Oh, yeah, that would be. I know we're going to visit my clients down there too and just check on.
Oh, nice.
They bought a home that was, no updates. It's like as is. And
Yeah.
so they've done some updates to it. I'm really excited to see.
Oh,
So
neat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'll be
Excited.
fun.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's so many options.
Yeah,
Ooh,
even Capitol Hill would be a fun one.
yeah, Seattle.
I
Pioneer
would love
Square.
to do one in Pike Place Market. I have a lot of memories there. I used to work down there.
He used to valet at Pike Place Market, which is such a great skill that he has.
There were 7 restaurants.
Yeah.
And I would valet, during college, like Friday, Saturday nights.
Oh, you made good money.
Back in the 90s, it was a great place to hang out.
Yeah.
Just the vibe there. I really love it.
You get to drive nice cars.
Got to drive nice cars.
What was the nicest, coolest car?
I know back then, like Range Rovers I really liked them. So yeah, I got to drive a Range Rover, but the garage is just right down the street, so you didn't get to go too far.
That's okay. Just sitting in it for a couple minutes is great. It's too funny.
Okay, so I just have a couple of things to go over. We did a reset at the loft. So the Camino Commons loft space, we have had that space since the summer, and we just reset it for fall. So there is fall Camano Shop goodies there, and the art has been reset. So we have a new featured artist. So Jason Otto has a whole wall of his paintings, and they're so cool. Like, they're very coastal but moody. I love like his color combinations, and they're really affordable. Like, they're priced very well. So if you want a beautiful piece of original artwork, I would suggest taking a look at his work. And then Jess Sandstrom has a new fish painting, and it's in really beautiful neutral colors. I kind of want it for my basement, but it's not in the budget right now. But I feel like this could look good in so many different homes. So if you're intrigued by fish art, come take a look. And her stuff has been selling great all summer. So that's exciting. And then we have a new artist that we just brought into the loft. Liz Parks is her name, and she's based in Savannah. And so she has a cool owl, a shark, and some salmon. So, and the way they're done, it's a cool technique too. They almost look digital, but they're hand painted. There's just a lot of details in them. So that's what's at the loft. And then September 2, we are kicking off Treat Tuesday at the Camano Shop. So what that means is we're going to have a couple Tuesdays a month where Elise with Camino Cookies will be in store with her baked goods. So she will have more regular pop-ups. And then she's also going to take over the pantry space at the Camino Shop. So she's going to be filling that with her merchandise and her artwork. And I'm not even exactly sure what she's putting in there. So we will find out on September 2nd. So she'll have the pantry set, and then she'll be there selling her cookies and treats. And we picked September 2nd because it's the first day of school. So we thought that could be a fun day for moms that have dropped kiddos off at school and they want to come hang out with us and have some time away from the kids.
I love it.
That was Elise's idea, and I thought it was genius. So I'm going to be there all day as well. Elise is going to be there. I believe Yvonne will be working. So, yeah, if you're free anytime Tuesday, September 2nd, and come hang out with us, that would be fun. And then if you're not able to make it on that Tuesday, we're doing our fall launch party on that Saturday, September 6th. So Elise will be back with the Camino Cookies pop-up and her floral arrangements that are very beautiful. And we will have the porch reset for fall. So if you want to come grab a cute fall photo, we'll have the porch cute. And then we're also working on a free lookbook handout. So we will have that available on September 6th as well. So that will be a fun day to come hang out with us. And then October 4th is the day we are planning to open the Sylvana Schoolhouse.
Woohoo!
So we've been, doing all the projects and things which Gerald has been managing. Do you want to talk about projects at all?
Yeah.
Or
The
remodeling?
remodeling is
Project managing?
it's so much fun. But I think the drywall is gone up there, and it just makes a huge difference now to have walls and a ceiling. And
Yeah.
we just were there the other day. It was so bright inside
Yeah.
as well. So I think that's been amazing to see. And we're working with a friend of ours, Mackenzie, to help us with designing the upstairs apartment.
Oh,
That
cute.
one's, I think, a little more tricky.
Mhm.
And she's an interior designer, so I think she'll have some great ideas to share with us.
She already did have great
Yeah.
ideas to share with us. Yeah.
Melissa and I, and Lindsay, home staging, we could do that anytime, but interior design is like the opposite of home staging, where it's very personalized and, we want it to look really good.
Yeah, and
Oh,
we're not remodeling this apartment to sell it. We're remodeling it for a function. And so it does have to function, one, as its own little apartment, and then two, it could also function as like the place where a bride would get ready before a wedding. So I think it'll be fun to make it kind of girly and like,
Melissa's been showing me some
yes.
pink
Uh-huh.
cabinets and
yes.
lots of pink.
All the pink.
Yeah, I was kind of inspired by, I wouldn't call it pink. It's like a deep mauve color for
yeah.
the
Okay.
kitchen cabinet and, maybe some wallpaper and pretty
course.
tile. Things that I would not recommend doing if you were remodeling your apartment for resale. Okay, just note that. This is
Yeah.
long haul things. This is like,
Mm-hmm.
this is personal taste, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. After you buy your home and nestle in, this is what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, I'm
the
excited.
next project after drywall is painting. So I think that'll make a huge difference too, inside and out. And then I'm meeting with some people tomorrow to talk about the kitchen layout, adding some, commercial elements to it. So I've been also working closely with the plumber to make sure we have everything set up for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then, October 4th, it'll be here
Yeah. So
before we know
also
it.
with like the remodels, because we've done a lot of remodels, we haven't worked with a general contractor. Gerald has been managing everything. So it's, having the plumber get the things he needs to do before the drywall and the electrician before that, and then to come back after and just like all these steps. So, for us, it's manageable, but usually you would probably want to hire a general contractor to coordinate all those things.
For sure.
Yeah, and if you guys are working on a home improvement project, feel free to reach out. Always happy to share contacts. And we've made so many mistakes in the past, and that's the fastest way to learn, right? Is
Really is.
by making mistakes. So happy to share those as well. I think we've done probably around 12 personal projects, for our personal home or rental properties, and then probably a couple hundred projects with our sellers doing the little refreshes and paint, flooring. Yeah, so we can definitely help out.
Yeah, definitely. In your notes here, 12 personal properties and over 200 mini remodels.
Yeah,
That's
over
impressive.
about 10, 12
Probably less,
years.
yeah. I would say,
That's a
like
lot.
90% of our listings we have some type of refresh that we do.
Hmm.
And it'll be interesting too. I'll share the 650
Yeah.
properties that we have sold and kind of where those are located because it's all over the place, which is kind of amazing.
Mhm.
So when I first started selling, it was 2011. I was at Amazon and I was working with mostly single buyers or couples that just
Mhm.
got married. So everyone wanted to live in Ballard or Belltown, downtown Seattle. And then fast forward, 2 or 3 years, those people got married or they had kids and they wanted to move a little bit further outside the city to the east side or like Bothell or Renton. So I started selling in those areas. And then, during COVID, you could work from home. So people moving even further out, Camano, San Juan Islands, Ocean
Would be,
Shores would
Yeah.
be. So it's been really fun to be able to sell in different neighborhoods.
mhm.
And in a lot of those neighborhoods too, we would set records after we did our staging and our marketing and be able to sell for way more than, what the typical agent there was doing. And that was exciting. And that kind of
Mhm.
validated our approach to selling properties.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I
That's
know,
what that's go ahead.
sorry,
Well, I
go
was
ahead.
going to say that's one of the fun things about being a real estate agent too, is that you
Mhm.
get to discover and research the area and maybe even, visit or move there yourself.
Yeah, I think it gives us a different perspective than an agent that only works in one town,
Mhm.
and how it's all related too. So, things that are going on in Seattle, how does that reflect on things that are happening in Linwood? And how does that reflect on things that are happening in Marysville? All these things, they are connected. So it's
Mhm.
been interesting to like look at the data and from all these different places and what are the trends in the different areas of days on market and who's moving there, who's selling, and just how it's all related. Or jobs are back in office, so then there's more of a shift south. Just getting that bigger picture view is really beneficial for our clients.
And not that I've, helped a lot of clients yet, but in the Seattle area but mostly just from staging,
Yep.
being able to experience those neighborhoods and
Yeah.
venture out. Whenever I meet buyers at open houses that are from those areas, I
Hmm.
can relate to them and talk to them. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that neighborhood. Oh,
Yeah,
this and that.
because
So
they're all coming to Camano, right? They're
yeah,
coming through those
exactly.
open houses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I love being part of this team and, soaking in as much knowledge from you two. And yeah, so it's awesome.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, I know also sometimes people think we're too busy to help them. Is also sometimes it's a myth. We're never too busy. The way that we have always worked is when we're busy, we get more help. When we're busy, we get more help, right? So when we needed help with staging, we brought on Lindsay. When we needed help with showings and open houses, right? And Lindsay became an agent.
Mhm.
I haven't personally been working in the shop since the spring because I have a full staff there now. So as we grow, we're always looking for talent and bringing people on. We just brought on 5 new part time employees for the Camino Shop and the Schoolhouse. And Yvonne is training them,
Yeah.
so like for me and Gerald, our number one priority is always going to be real estate.
Mhm.
That's what funds all of our dreams and funds all of our businesses that we dream about. So we'll never not prioritize real estate, but it does encourage us to work really hard so that we can finance dream projects and staff them. So it is all a cycle, but I just don't want people to think we're ever too busy for them because we're very well supported.
Yes.
Yeah, I think leverage is a word that comes to mind. And I think we've always found ways to leverage like really great people and talent. And, with the new listings like this past weekend, I couldn't, I could not be in like 3 places at once doing the open houses. So Lindsay did, I think, 3 open houses. And
Mhm.
then I had a couple agents from the Keller Williams Seattle office do open houses at the Capitol Hill condo. So yeah, we're well supported by our great Keller Williams offices and agents and our great employees.
Yeah, a solid team under
Yeah.
the Beach and Boulevard
Oh, yeah.
umbrella. Well, actually, that's a good segue into the rebrand, maybe.
Yes, which I think we did touch on. So you'll
Oh,
be seeing soon what that looks like. So that's
Very
been
soon.
fun. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
always like to change things, right? We have to keep evolving.
We haven't
I
done in a while either, right?
Because
no,
I
I mean,
love the Camano Shop logo and
yeah,
branding. I know it's been resonating well. I've been working on the Sylvana Schoolhouse one, and it just inspired me to give the real estate branding some love.
A little refresh.
Yeah.
refresh. Yeah, no, the colors and everything, it's so cute. So yeah, more to come.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think we went over all the topics.
Yeah, I mean, summer's almost over, and we're gonna go
Get out
on one
there.
more little trip. And sounds like you have an Ocean Shores trip coming up, and
Yeah,
get the last of summer.
usually I'm ready for fall, but I feel like summer just went by a little too fast.
I
And I
know
just
it's
want
been
everything, yeah,
August. It's always like it's like the
Mhm.
Sunday of summer. You're like,
yeah.
slow down.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's depressing.
But I do love the fall because I love resetting a
Yeah,
schedule and having like better routine. I feel like the summer, it's kind of like just keep going.
It's a
Let's
little
just keep
chaotic.
going and let's
Yeah.
have fun and let's work and then let's go fishing. That's kind of been
yeah.
our summer.
It's a fun summer though. No,
No,
that
it's
sounds
been good.
awesome. Yeah. All righty. Well, I think that's it. Well, thanks,
Yeah.
you
We'll see
two.
y'all next time.
See you later.
That's right. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.